Good morning. Nick and I are out for a camp out, and it's a pretty crap day, let's face it. We're in Wales. Forecast was dry and cold, but we've got damp and wet instead. Great. First things first, I want to sort this fireplace out. Somebody else has been using it and it's a bit not good, to be blunt about it. I'm going to sort that out. Nick's gone off to get twigs. I'm going to get a fire going. We're going to get it going quick because we need a drink. We need a cup of tea or a cup of coffee. So I'm not going to mess about, farting about. I'm going to do a quick one. That don't want to play ball. We'll have to saw that one. DIY fire lighters and a lighter. Teamwork makes the dream work. You're shocked. I know you are shocked. I didn't use some fancy fire lighting method because we want to get that fire going, and the wind's just picked up, so Nick's put a big round of wood there to slow it down a bit, which we'll probably have to move when the fire's established, but right now it's going like hell. He did say to me he thought that was going to be touch and go, and then I told him I used 4 discs. It was bound to go up. I should never have doubted him. But he's letting me put sticks in the fire, so yay! Oh, there we go. And we're in business. Not long till a cup of tea. Well, we're hoping Scott's going to turn up as well, but he's not feeling very well today. I'll do some bushcrafty stuff later on after tea. Tea has been drunk, the fire is established, and all is well with the world. And I just thought I'd mention what tools I brought with me this weekend. because you know I like my tools, and most of you like tools as well. So on my belt I've got the SXB with the rehandled. For feather sticking this evening I've got my little bush tool. I've got my recently modified axe, and I've got my Spring Creek 30-inch bucksaw. I hadn't used that for a while, and I knew there was going to be quite a bit of wood to cut up here, so I brought that puppy. And I just got a little Swiss Army knife in my rucksack. Now I did promise you, as if you've watched it, that I'll do a bit more work with this, because it didn't get as much chopping, splitting action on my little test as I wanted to. But there's a downed tree over there, and it's a spruce or a pine or something, and I'm going to chop it up, and that'll warm me up anyway. And for the eagle-eyed amongst you, you may see that I've got my new smock on, and this is the first outing for the pilgrim smock from Helicon Text. It's not a very nice day, and I've only got a t-shirt underneath, and I'm not cold yet. I've got plenty of warm clothes, mine, because I'm getting on in life. I'm not going to rough it anymore. I do things in comfort. I've been there, done the sleeping in the dirt, freezing cold in the winter. I've done it years ago. I'm not doing it anymore. I really can't be bothered. Things hurt now. Right, I'll see you in a bit for some chopping. Check this out. What kind of absolute prick does that? Come on, take your shit home with you. Well, this is a down tree I saw on the way in, but I'm looking at it now. Looks a bit rotten. It's okay. I need to pull this down on the ground now. Well, that is really cut in nice. Well, that works just fine, and it's actually a delight to use one-handed for the snedding, really is. Well, that piece of pine is pretty tough, so I think I may be a bit of a big wuss and saw the rest of it up. No, I'll give it one more chop. I think I deserve a cup of tea now. What do you say, Nick?
Yep.
Well, while I've been away chopping a bit of wood up, Nick's been putting his lavo up. And it's...
a little bit close.
what is it? Swedish?
No, Polish.
Nick's got a Polish lavo, and he bought another lavo, and he's put a skirt on it, so it's now a belt tent. A lot of people do this mod, and it definitely is an improvement. I find them a bit small personally, and now that's looking good. It's 1.8 meters tall now. And the thing is, Nick is really tall. He's 5'9", so you know.
I think I'm 5'9" and 3/4.
5'9" and 3/4. You're a veritable giant, Nick.
I know.
And that big hair of yours now, that must be sticking up an inch.
Well, if I go like that, I'm
oh God, you're 6'2".
6'2".
I've got my one Tigris little lavo tent thing, teepee tent with me. I'm going to put that up in a bit. That's a damn sight easier to put up, because this is Nick's first attempt with the skirt on, so he's fiddling a bit, but I'm sure it'll be great. Plan was, because the weather was supposed to be cold and dry, I was going to put a stove in my tent. Well, if you're a regular viewer, you'd seen an old video. Hell, I'm falling. You'd seen an old video where last February where I bought it and I tried my stove in it, and my stove is a little bit big. Well, what I did, I ordered a collapsible titanium stove at great expense, and I paid extra for it to come by the weekend, and I was chuffed to bits with this because I'd been looking for one for a while. And then I got an email from Amazon saying, sorry, it's not in stock in the UK, we've run out. We'll have him more in on the 15th of December. Well, I know that this is a crock of shit, because that's what these Chinese companies do. They tell you things are in stock in a UK-based, and probably any other country you're living in, warehouse, and it's actually not. So I cancelled the order. I may try again, we'll see, but I don't particularly believe them. But I've got a nice warm kit to me, X-bed mat, 4-season down sleeping bag. I will be toasty anyway, and it's not that cold, just damp and a bit windy. I'm going to process this wood up now. First thing I'm going to do, take the little twigs off, put them in a pile, ready in case I need to get the fire going and get a nice little inferno up for cooking or whatever. Now, I'm sure a few of you follow my pal Scott, Welsh Woodsman Outdoors, and in his last video he talked about his axes and his saw collection, and he mentioned the Bob de Stroud saw, and he said that there is an alternative now. Well, this is it. This is the Spring Creek buck saw, and I've also got a Bob de Stroud, but that's the 21 or 24 inch. This is the 30 inch, and I'm quite impressed with this. I do like this saw as a camp saw. Well, I've snapped what can be snapped, so now I will use the saw. As you can see, it flies through the wood. Now, it came with the greenwood blade, but any buck saw I've got, I swap them straight away, and this does fly through wood. It's great. There's not quite enough tension on this saw to do with the in between the legs method. Quite a bit of flex on the blade, but you know, I've got a silky pocket boy with me as well, so it doesn't really matter. But it is a good saw. The one gripe I got with this, and if you watched my review of it, I'm just going to repeat what I said then. This handle is massive. It's pretty uncomfortable. That is my only gripe with it. Like with the Distrude, these beams are all thinner, and I think they need to take a lesson from that and thin this down a bit. When they do that, this will be the perfect saw. And the Distrude's handle is wood. This bit is wood, and it's probably half the thickness of that, so a lot more comfortable. Apart from that, it's great, and they're not that expensive, and they pack away nice and small, so they're a good saw. Now I'll put some nice choice pieces, nice straight foot long pieces by my pack, which I'm going to be splitting up for feather sticks after, so I will get my feather sticks done. So these crappy pieces, and I got a few of them, I'm going to put them by the side of the fire to dry out, and then just stick them on while the fire's ticking over, because when they're not particularly straight, you can't get that nice even burn when you're cooking. So these are just to keep the fire ticking over. Another thing I tend to do when I'm not actually needing the fire for anything is just picking crap stuff up from the ground, even if it's a bit damp, chuck it on. Yeah, it's a bit smoky, but you're using up all that crap wood that you're not going to use for anything decent. Right next to camp, we got another downed pine spruce, whatever it is. Could even be a fir. But I'm going to leave that. I'm not going to chop that up, just in case. I may not need it. I got a fair bit of wood, and there's quite a bit lying about as well. There's no point cutting it up unless I really need it. So that can stay there. I'm going to do a bit of splitting now. Right then guys, I'm going to take you on a journey back in time. Nick brought some toys with him today, tools I should say, and they're pretty old. First off is Nick's folder, which he had, you must have bought it
Someone else, 17?
16, 17, so that is late 80s, 89, something like that. And it's a Swiss Army cowboy. Check that out. Lock's not working very well, but that is a fair age. And at the time I was dabbling in starting to make things, and I made this sheath for it, belt pouch. It's a bit rough by today's standards, but it always did the job. And it's made out of seat belts, and you can see the stitching. It's pretty rough, but it never came loose, so it works, doesn't it? It works. So that's Nick's folder from when he was 16, 17. And the next one he's got is this Bowie knife, Sheffield Bowie. It doesn't really look much like a Sheffield Bowie, because a few years ago, probably about 10 now, I made this sheath for him. Handle's been wrapped in paracord because the handle was particularly small, leather washers. So we wrapped the handle in paracord, give it a bit more grip. And this knife, this has got to be, he must have had this when he was 17 as well, and he's 48 now. So this is a good few years old. And I remember he ordered this from the local fishing shop, because I was standing next to him when he ordered it. When I made the sheath, I gave it a sharpen, and I don't think he's used it since. Nope. Bit of rust on it, but nothing too bad. Bit blade light for my taste, but when we were kids, I was quite envious of this knife when we were kids. I really liked it. At that time I was using the old-fashioned type survival knives with a catapult on the sheath, where the sheath always went, and I knocked something else up because them catapult sheaths were particularly crap anyway. But I did start making sheaths when I was about 17, but they weren't as good as what I make now. There we are, two knives, bit of history from my pal Nick. Now I am going to do a video at some point on my sentimental knife choices, so keep an eye out for that if you're interested. If you're not interested, well, don't bother watching it. But I am going to do one on my old sentimental knives, because there's a few of them, and they're sentimental for one reason or the other. Right, so I'm going to give this back to Nick now, where he can lovingly caress it and think of fond memories of 17-year-old boys camping in plastic sheet teepees in the local woods. And now we're 48-year-old boys camping,
with nylon.
And I've got a nylon one and he's got a canvas one, and we're camping in the woods. Some things never change. Go on, Nick.
It's not as nice as a bush.
Yeah, they're not too bad.
Not too bad, it's not good.
You're pushing a bit hard.
I know, because it keeps getting caught.
It's not as sharp as it once was. It's shit anyway, because you haven't got a sharp back spine to light the ferro rod, so...
Oh, fuck no. It's nice and rounded.
Well, I've seen worse. Show the folks, Nick.
It's alright, not my best. I had to resort to putting it on my knee, which I don't normally do.
Can you see me in the darkness? Not very well, probably. I'm shining a torch into my face. Well, it's dark, and it's not very late. What's the time, Nick?
5 to 5.
It's 5 to 5, and it's pitch black. So I just wanted to talk a bit about torches and lighting. Well, this time of year is crap, because it's been dark for half an hour. But we're okay, and the reason we're okay is because we've got these little lights. Now a couple of years ago, Russ and Scott bought Alp Kit lights exactly like these, and they are great. Fair play to them. They're only small, you know, about so big. And the two we've got hanging up here now are on the lowest setting, and there's just enough light to cook off and basically light up camp with two of them. Probably get away with just the one. And these are from China. These are cheap and nasty ones from China, and there's absolutely nothing wrong with them. You can probably see on my head I got an all light, and all light like to give away torches and things to popular YouTubers, one which I'm not, because I'm not very popular. And I've got one of these in my hand, which is the small one, and it basically got put onto all light by Neil from Greencraft. You should watch Neil if you don't already, top bloke. And I saw Neil reviewing this one, and well, being a bit of a sucker, I just bought one anyway. And I've got this small one, and I've got two of the dinky little ones as well, and they are great, especially this one because I can charge it off my battery pack really easy. Well, I'm going to get on and cook a bit of food in a bit now, but I'm going to finish my cup of tea first. I just wanted to share my thoughts on lights with you, and I'm going to show you this little one now. You can use it as a charger as well. So it's got an input and an output, and 3 settings. So you've got bright, not so bright, and disco. There we are. That's my bit on lighting. And when you think about it, retro stuff and lanterns are all well and good, and I got a dual mantle Coleman, and it hasn't seen the light of day in about 10 years because stuff like this just works so much better. Great little bit of kit. So that's corned beef in onion gravy. I am loving this TGM fire anchor. It's bloody great. So I got some powdered potato in there, smash. And it's cheese smash, and it smells of bloody feet. And I've got a bit of stick in there as well. Great, have that. Oh well, it's a bit dry.
No, it's not.
No, it's not.
Where did you put your oil?
I'll pass it to you now.
Before you start eating.
And that's what I'm having tonight for food, and I'm starving, so I can't wait to eat it. Well, it's a long old night, and it's only 8:30. I've made a lot of feather sticks. We're enjoying a nice warm fire, and we're listening to Iron Maiden. Can't beat it. Good morning, world. Cowboy coffee. Yeehaw. Hot diggity damn, that's strong, Nick. Woohoo! That is strong.
That'll put hair on your balls.
Yeah, it'll take hair off your balls. Brown sauce today. I dropped my egg right in the shit. Not happy about that. Waste of an egg. Not impressed. Well, we're packing up now, and everything's packed in the bag apart from my one tigress tent, because the condensation in it last night was incredible. I got it hanging up off a tree drying. It was soaking inside. But a nice warm night. Luckily the temperature didn't drop down too much. It was a very comfortable night, nice and warm. Yeah. That's about it, really. Didn't do a lot of bushcrafty stuff really, just some wood prep. Thing is, it was dark at 4:30, and then you sort of sit around all night then, chatting and making feather sticks. Nice and easy to light the fire next morning. It'd be like my demonstration. How much quicker the ferro rod is, rather than pissing about, blowing pieces of old wood. Now before I finish packing up and go home, I wanted to share with you my new rucksack. Well, it's not new, I bought it second hand a couple of months ago. And basically I was looking for a black Karrimor Sabre, not the 45, the other one. Sorry, can't remember the name of it. And I was looking on eBay and this one came up. And Predator, that's the one. And this one came up, and I'd never seen it before, and it's I think it's called the Predator 50, and it's got the maul pouches the same as the other Predator. You can zip stuff on the sides, and what I had was side pockets, the big square ones, the compartment ones. Let me show you. I had the two of these that were on my green Sabre, my old one. And basically what I like about it is the fact that I can get 2 Nalgene bottles, litre bottles, in them pockets. So I usually use about 4 litres of water on an overnight camp out, and sometimes bring a small jerry can or a water bag. But I wanted to keep the water on the outside, and these pouches are surprisingly big. So I carried one there, and 2 on the other side. And plenty of water, and they are on the outside. I put 2 Max P pouches on the front, organisers, something I've never done before because I never particularly liked the idea, but this pack seemed to lend itself to it. It's got a nice big top pocket, but what makes this pack different is the fact that you can actually unzip the main body, and in the back there's straps and things, so you could actually carry things. I know it's meant for military applications, but if I wanted to go off and cut a load of wood and section it somewhere else, I can strap it all to the back of that, obviously after I've taken this off, and that's excellent. And what it's good for as well, you can put your dirty ground sheet in the back too. And it's got that type of closure on it. So I'm very impressed with this pack, apart from one thing. I had quite a bit of weight in it, and these straps are a bit on the thin side. They could do with some more padding. Apart from that, great. I've got better packs than this if I want to carry it any distance, but for what I usually do, it's perfect. It's got a waist belt, but I've tucked it away under there because it's very thin. So a pack I wouldn't particularly carry over large distances, but very organisable, if you know what I mean. So plenty of room for a winter one-nighter, or probably two-nighter, pretty easy. I got my X-bed mat in there, I've got some warm clothes, and I've got a 4-season down bag. And I'll be putting my tent on the front. I put some shock cord on there, so the tent goes across here. And when I'm fully packed up, I'll show it you. Well, I mentioned earlier that I was wearing a new smock, and this is the Pilgrim Anorak from Helicon Text, and I gotta say, I really like it. Very comfortable. I've got 2 ventiles and they're a bit on the stiff side. Although it's not waterproof, it's windproof and very comfortable. And one thing I did find I really liked, the hand warmer pocket. Although the material inside is thin, my hands were nice and warm sitting by the fire last night, and if I left them out they were going cold, so that's a big plus. But the one thing I don't like, these buttons, they are so fiddly. I don't see the point why they did that. They should have just put it straight to the front or put some velcro on there. And that is my only complaint with this smock. So if you're thinking of buying one, go ahead, at a bargain. But they are crap. Not impressed with them buttons at all. The beast is packed. Yes, doesn't look that pretty, does it? Well, we're off home now. Say goodbye, Nick.
Goodbye, Nick.
I knew he was going to say that.
Predictable.
Predictable Nick. Until the next time, ta-ra.
Bye.
Don't forget, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a thumbs up. And if you haven't already subscribed, that would be greatly appreciated. Thanks a lot. Ta-ra. Well, we're hoping Scott's going to turn up as well, but he's not feeling very well today because he's a big fanny puffed girl.
His vagina was sore.
His vagina was sore. That can go in at the end. Yes, so this fire is going like hell. And I'm going to chop it up. And that'll warm me up anyway. And for the... oh fuck, what's the word? Oh, piss flaps.
Yes, the resistance.
No, oh, you got red cord, Nick?
Yeah, because I keep tripping over the...
oh yeah, that's fair enough, yeah. Yeah. And for the eagle-eyed amongst you, know the shitty pieces like this, I'm just going to stick them by the side of the fire to dry out and then just burn them, because you can't really get a nice even burn going for your cooking when you got crappy piece. Please, start again. So these crappy pieces. I'm the leprechaun. Big fat Welsh leprechaun. Whether any of this will come out fine is another thing. Oh, did I actually record any of that? I don't even know if I recorded that.
Is his red light on?
Yeah, no, it's on now.